Welcome again to Wickerson Studios. My name is Michael Wickerson, and I am continuing to explore the GH Python introduction by Niloofar Zaker. Pretty amazing stuff still. I've got my little screensaver happening here. I need to jump out of that for a second. Let's go back into Rhino. What I've done is made this little cluster script from really, really basic GH Python stuff. So you really don't need to be doing a whole node system in Python, but why not? I call this one random. I was going to enter it into a function, but there's no point because they are functions playing out of the random. So import random. Nothing different in here except I was playing around with different types of things, and you can see the data that's being generated and run out of here as we go through. And I've got a lot of data coming through here right now. So you can kind of make sense of that if you grab the GH file, that's fine. I also wanted to thank the Patreons that are coming on full. Starting to find some interesting people in Hong Kong and in Australia. I'm very excited about that, and that's going to push me even farther into Rhino script syntax, into Rhino common namespaces. But currently, I'm playing around with this node and trying to do something a little interesting with it. I will take it off this. I'll take these items. We'll pull them out later. Just put them on hidden. And I'll show you exactly what's going on. So what I did was I started with the quad sphere, which I really like because I like one of the surfaces on the quad sphere. I think that's actually a pretty cool thing to take a look at. And I've deep-wrapped it, and I've grabbed one surface. So basically, I've got this nice surface to start with. And I don't know, I'm starting to find that, thrilling. And, to base geometries on and start to do some interesting things. I guess because I'm thinking like a dome or a surface of a piece of jewelry or something like that. So Ralph Schroeder, thanks for the influence. I populated that, and I've grabbed a bunch of information, but I also brought in Y into my Python node script, and you'll see that it's another random int that'll play up to that version. So what I can do, and I have a seed that ranges, so I can get multiple seeds out of here at once, and I've got 27 different types that come in, so I can generate list items and grab several list items. So I'm actually grabbing, it's kind of like grabbing a whole bunch of points and then grabbing a selection of points because of a seed. And of course, I can have less seed or more seed, and it's taking a little bit to run. But I think that's fairly interesting. So we'll just leave it at 36 and see what happens. Grab a list item, and then I've generated a sphere. And what's nice is you might be like, what is happening there? So something is basically making this little cluster. And I like it because there's a range of also how big and small I want to set those. So I can set the start. And I just remember math class in like grade 9 in London, Ontario, where Mr. Smith was like teaching me, we'd have to write equations, what it meant to have a range, what it meant to have a domain. And then I do a little Boolean union on them. And I'm finding it's always picking up the surface in the end, an untrimmed surface as the base in the end. So all I'm doing is calling out a -1 indices on that and then sending it into a brep. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So it really depends on the size and scale of this, I believe, as the domain. As I go in here, and actually I don't think it was there that I was having such a problem. Okay, I'll actually play that up bigger from a size 2 range up to there. But this count of steps actually has an influence on, as we go through, whether I get a cluster or not in the final form. So it might be nice to just play off of here and see that there's a result, not too good. Why is there not much of a result? Okay, we've got tons of untrimmed surfaces that are slipping in there, not just at the tail end of calling it out. So I have to pull that down. A little bit of data manipulation as you play off of this, the steps. I do want to get back into where I was. It might have been the seed counts. What was I at? I think I like a 27 before. So I'm running into a little bit of trouble here as this kind of busts and runs the script. I just have to play off of that and see what's happened. There it is. It's loaded up again. I've got a nice brep surface, a list item here, and 1 second to run that script. There they are, but I'm not getting anything on that surface that's actually doing anything too snazzy. So list item, once again, close breps, untrimmed surfaces. I had a nice count there working for a second, but then I really botched it. So let me pull that one down again. Domain count 10. There we go. Did I get a cluster of surfaces on that one? Looks like I did. Let's take it off, and there we go. It is running. So, it changes up. This one's not bad, so I guess I could take that as a bake. Throw that in there. We could group them if we want to, and there they are. And then we could take that one and analyze that. Surface edit. We'll do a full zebra, and there you go. You've got this kind of interesting cluster of pretty interesting shapes, because if you look at them, they actually kind of balloon up on top, which is why I like them. I like the excitement of what's happening there. And that's purely experimental, and then coming out through this and finding some things that work and don't work. So if we take that one, we'll just leave this for now, and then we swap back and forth. We can go from that one and just swap back to what I had before. So I had this little cluster here. And of course, you can make these a lot smaller and a lot bigger, but what I really do is like this nice polish on top. So what I'm thinking is, like, what can I send to print? Pretty simple design. Sorry, I got a little messed up there. But that just happens with the scripts as you get playful with it. I'll take that one, and I will tuck that one into these geometries again. That was not the first. That was the first one that she started to play with, some very basic functions in Python to get you started. I know this is hardly intermediate on any level. And I will add to the group. And then I will grab and I will close that file since it seems to be working. And like I said, I can swap out different iterations of what I produced. Actually, I'm pretty happy with those changes. And if you really like one you have, you can just grab it and move it aside, get it out of the way. And then you can kind of bring them both to the foreground. And there you go. You've got a couple of nice little scripts that you might want to send as 3DM to a print, or consider what you could do with jewelry. But a nice little, random Python node file, pretty dead simple. You don't even need it, but it does use multiple things and it does play off. And then you're running that into Grasshopper scripts. So I'm kind of hovering in between that, and certainly still stuck on Rhino script syntax, but there's not much to take that. There's not much to turn that into something different. So let's grab this next one, and let's just do a remove from group, and then let's unselect that one, move this one over, and let's think about the next file. Certainly in doing so, let's grab this one and take it to disable. These we can hide for now. And then we have this next one here that we can take a look at and enable and say, okay, what's happening there? And I've got a pretty cool, weird spiral, jazzy thing that I'm going to go into, and it comes from also Niloofar Zaker's base scripts of dealing with a spiral, and I put it into a function spiral 013, so 013, and I did some X and Y stretching on it, and you'll see what I did there. And actually, I think that's one's ready to share. So I'll do that in the next video. So 7 minutes in. Thanks for watching, and we'll see where we end up.